We're approaching the end of the year, and for many people, it's the perfect time to think about what they want to do in 2023. It's natural for us to always think about what we want to accomplish in the next year, but instead, I encourage you to think about who you want to be instead of what you want to achieve. I'll share why, as well as 23 ideas for how to kick this off in 2023. My name is Niley, and I'm an artist and designer living in Chicago. Like everyone else, I'm a work in progress, but I've accomplished some things that I'm really proud of in my life. I've won over $250,000 in scholarships as a first-generation student, have been a part of some amazing organizations, have a close relationship with my family, and a beautiful relationship with the love of my life. I bring this up because, surprisingly enough, I never made the specific goal to achieve any of this. Instead, it came as a result of who I wanted to be and me actively working towards that through strong habits. When you instead focus on who you want to be, you set yourself up for daily habits that will not only help you reach your goals, but also go beyond them. Goals are a great way to set a focus, but the only issue with them is that they have an endpoint. A lot of us end up reverting back to our previous behavior because the goal isn't actually a core part of who we are. However, if you instead focus on who you want to be, it makes much more sense to focus on building a habit. Another thing is that goals, unfortunately, are not always up to us. If you're an artist and you want to win an artist award next year, you have control over what you submit, but you don't have control over the other contestants or the other judges. What if someone simply has more years of experience than you? Or what if they have an in with the judges? You can't always control the outcome of your goal, but you can always control your habits. So instead, you could say that you're going to dedicate 10 hours a week to your craft and that you'll submit your artwork to a competition once a month. So regardless of the other people in the equation, you'll always have control over this habit that you set, and without a doubt, this is going to yield you results over time because of your consistency. Well, let's get into the 23 habit ideas for 2023. Focusing instead on who we want to be instead of what we want to achieve, I've categorized these into 4 categories, each focusing on a specific type of person. Some of these ideas are based on my personal experience, and others are based on research and other evidence-based articles, which I'll link in the description below. So first category is a person who values growth, learning, and passion. Set aside 1 hour per day to learn a new skill. This could be a pre-existing skill that you already have or something new entirely. This 1 hour per day is time for you to dive into your curiosity and look up content, tutorials, and other things that will cultivate your growth. Block off 2 to 3 hours in your week to work on a passion project. Passion projects are great ways to put what we've been learning into practice and also create something impactful. Keep in mind, this is something totally outside of what you might already be doing at work or at school, or another pre-existing responsibility you have. Number 3 is an untraditional one. Spend 30 minutes a week doing something that you don't enjoy, whether that's math, writing, listening to someone from your opposing political party, or doing push-ups. Doing something that you don't enjoy creates these periodic moments of suffering that also make you mentally stronger and elevate your confidence so that when you do encounter challenges in your growth and learning, you're more mentally equipped to overcome them. Read for 30 minutes a day. It's no secret that reading is a habit of the highly successful. You read things that you're passionate about and interested in, but I also encourage you to read things that you're unfamiliar with or curious about but you know nothing about. Okay, for this one, I cheated a little bit. It's not so much a habit, but instead a tip that I think can really help you kickstart this section. If you have no idea what your passion is, I've already created a video to help you find it. This video gives you 2 quick activities that you can do to help you find your passion so that you can start 2023 with purpose and direction. Okay, so our second category, a person that values health and wellness. Purchase a water bottle if you don't have one already and carry it with you everywhere you go. You'll be so surprised how much water you drink when the queue of the water bottle is always readily by you. Do a mid to high intensity workout for 40 minutes 4 times a week. It might seem like a lot to fit in at first, but when I started to think about all the other things that I personally do in my life that take up my time, for example, mindlessly scrolling on social media for 30 minutes or so, I found that I actually do have time for exercise, and sometimes it's all about priorities and what you want to make time for. Spend 2 to 4 hours a week with personal therapy or personal time, whether that's speaking with a therapist, getting a massage, watching a movie, drawing, or whatever's relaxing to you. Having that time for solitude, reflection, or just pure enjoyment is also critical to well-being. Take a daily 10 to 15 minute walk. A daily walk is a great way to boost your creative energy, and if you do it outside, you can also get some vitamin D, which is great too. Number 10, find 2 fruits and 2 vegetables that you genuinely like. Find ways to incorporate them in your daily meals and be sure to add them to your grocery list every week. Create a realistic sleeping schedule, set reminders, and stick to it daily. The average healthy adult should get somewhere between 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, and a good night's rest is a foundation to every successful day. Okay, our third category, a person that centers connection and love. Set a reminder to talk to your parents, siblings, or other family members at least twice a month. They say that about 70 to 90% of the time that we spend with our parents is done by the time that we're 18. So with that perspective, we really don't have as much time with our parents as we think. If you've ever seen that My Life in Weeks data visualization, you'll see that the time we have on Earth is so limited, making it all the more important to spend time with loved ones while we can. If you're not in a romantic relationship and you want one, challenge yourself to go to a social event twice a month. I can't say that dating is easy these days, but it's also not impossible. Putting yourself in social situations where you're more likely to meet people is a great way to set yourself up for success and improve your chances that you will find love. If you are in a romantic relationship, set aside 4 to 6 hours every week to spend quality time with your partner. This is not the same as simply living with each other or being in the same room. This should be uninterrupted time where you get to focus on each other, talk, or do something fun. And make time to connect with a friend at least once a month. Whether it's in person, a virtual chat, or a phone call, keeping our friendships alive and strong has been shown to be just as important as diet and exercise. Set a weekly reminder to show gratitude to someone in your life. This can be super simple, a text, a phone call, a hug, or even sending them a letter or a small gift. But showing gratitude has been proven to increase the positive emotions that we feel and can also help us build strong relationships. Set up 1 to 3 informational interviews every couple months to learn about people who you find interesting. You can find these people on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, or maybe have one of your friends connect you to them. And you'd be surprised to see that the majority of people are completely open to talking about their experience and sharing their knowledge with you. Okay, the last category is someone who values financial health. If you're just starting your financial fitness journey, I encourage you to start with budgeting. Set aside 30 minutes every week to record what you spent that week and match it against your goals. Having this frequent check-in will allow you to analyze your spending and quickly readjust throughout the month. Create your long-term financial goals, whether it's paying off debt, saving up for a wedding, or a home. Creating your financial goals and then setting a reminder to check them every 3 months will help you account for any life changes and ensure you're on the track to your personal success. Spend at least 30 minutes at the end of each month to review your spending for that entire month and check them against your financial goals. Be sure to cut out or lower any type of spending that isn't serving your long-term goals. Set aside 20 to 30 minutes every week to create an intentional grocery list. The average American spends anywhere between $300 to $500 a month just on eating out. If you take that extra time to just think about meals that you enjoy and prepare accordingly, you're much less likely to spend money on eating out throughout the week. If you have an emergency fund as well as comfortable savings and you're interested in investing, take 1 to 2 hours every week to learn more about investing in index funds. To get you started with this, I'm attaching a how to invest document in the description link, which I started about over a year ago when I first started investing. As a first-generation investor, documenting everything that I was learning was extremely helpful to me, and I hope that it helps answer some of your questions as you start this chapter. And the last habit, number 23, is to spend 1 to 2 hours every week working on a way to build passive income. This can definitely double dip with some of the other ideas before, such as investing in index funds, as well as working on a side project. Finding a way to build passive income can be a really great way to not only ensure financial fitness, but also find ways of making money without investing more of your time. You could implement all of these ideas into your life if they're applicable, or just pick and choose depending on your personal goals. And remember, this is not meant to be easy. If it was, we'd all be habit gurus by now. What's special is that you've already kickstarted your growth by watching this, and my hope is that with enough determination and grit, we can all become better versions of ourselves in 2023. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.